The Brothers McMullen was like really like the quintessential big break for me, for all of us. Like, you know,
was it hard to get the role?
Of the Brothers McMullen?
Yeah.
I mean,
did you have to?
Here's how I think it was hard to get the role. It was cumulatively hard to get the role because getting the role of the Brothers McMullen was preceded by years of doing the same thing, which was buying Backstage Magazine.
Yeah.
Remember Backstage
in New York,
Magazine?
Yeah, of course.
Buying Backstage Magazine.
Like you'd have a whole, like a newsprinty thing in your hand.
It's a newspaper.
Yeah.
And then stapling my picture to the back of resumes.
Yep.
And like stacks of pictures and resumes.
Yep.
And stacks of like manila envelopes.
Yep.
And I would go through the Backstage Magazine and be like, oh, we're looking for the 4th back dancer for this off-Broadway musical. And you could send your picture and resume in or whatever. Or the ad that was in for what became the Brothers McMullen was probably like, looking for actors for probably a student film, no money.
Right.
And, you know, but I answered all of them.
And just, and then take all your envelopes to the post office.
Yeah.
And send them all out.
Yeah.
And just hope.
And you send them to the actual, actually put them in the post office. And then it's like somebody calls you.
And did you have a service?
Somebody calls you on
your service? Yeah. Did you ever do that? It was kind of like a voicemail service.
I must have had. I don't even know if I actually had a service.
Yeah.
I feel like I had a service for like 1 second. And then remember how we had like beepers?
That was the first.
That was like the first
connect.
thing.
We get a little beeper.
Yeah.
And then you call your agent and you can go in and read for razzles.
Right. But, you know, of course, at this time I had no agent.
Right.
I had no agent. I
had
no connection to anybody at all, anywhere in the business of show.
So when you walk into audition for Brothers McMullen.
Yeah.
Did you get it right away or were there a bunch of callbacks?
The thing is, so I got a call from this kid. Hey, can you come in and audition on Sunday afternoon? Because we're gonna.
Was that your knuckles?
Yeah, sorry, they're tensing up.
Is this stressing you out? My story.
I know.
It's reminding me of my own life as a struggling.
I was like, what was that? The first one, I was like, maybe that was the system.
Yeah. No, that was me. I was freaking out over here.
These were hard times. It all worked out. It all worked out.
It works out. It's like,
she made
great.
it.
You gotta keep going. You know, keep going. Take some deep breaths. You know, breathe through the knuckles. Breathe through. It's all right.
On a Sunday.
Yeah. So I was visiting my sister for the weekend who lived in DC. My sister Cynthia.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know. Maybe do I go back in time for this like audition? And I was like, funny? I guess so. So I took a train that would get me back in time. And I literally went straight from Penn Station, dragging my suitcase to this office building and auditioned. And then Eddie, like, I read this role and then Eddie, like, came running out after me and he's like, will you please play the part? Will you please play the part?
Really? Right away?
Yeah. And then I was like, this is going to really suck.
Because he wants me so
like
bad.
If he's like desperate for me to be in it, this is gonna be bad.
This is gonna be terrible.
This is gonna be real. I mean, this is gonna be the lowest of low budget, whatever.
Yeah.
But
what an interesting little thing, though.
I know
that if you know, just being a smidge different,
right?
Being in DC and be like. Let's just stay. Let's have brunch.
Yeah.
Let's not. I don't have to go back for it. It's just an independent
It's
thing.
like, because it's one of like 200 that I've already done in the last 5 months that I haven't gotten. So why?
But you're just hungry enough where you're like, let's go.
Yeah. The thing about the Brothers McMullen and, you know, Eddie Burns, who made that movie. Yeah. Was 24 years old when he wrote it.
Wow.
And the reason he wrote it is because he was a film student. He loved film. He's always been such a student of film.
Was he NYU?
And I think he was NYU.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Fordham? I don't know.
I don't see him being USC.
I don't no.
Right.
No, I don't see that.
Yeah.
I don't see that. But Could have been Fordham though. But he was just like, he would watch movies and he'd be like, I don't see anybody speaking the way my friends and I speak to each other when I go to movies or when I watch TV.
Yeah.
Which is what prompted him to write the movie. But I love that in that time, he thought he had the audacity to think that that was worth doing.
Yeah.
You know, like I love that.
I'm just going to make it.
Yeah. And by the way, that was that moment in time, 1995, was a real kind of, a real opening time for independent film. Like
it was special.
It was a special time. Like that was sort of when Sundance was really doing what what Robert Redford set out to do.
Right.
With Sundance. And he, you know,
I'm Soderbergh and all of that. I mean, because you remember just as a fan, you'd be aware of like all the big films that were coming out, but you also were eagerly awaiting what's the independent film that's coming out.
Yeah, and it was exciting. Like it was like people, like in a way, like this sort of like small specificity of those independent films, and people talking to each other, and like it was exciting to see that.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it's an interesting thing now because you actually can make films technically easier now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I could take my phone. I mean, I have friends that have shot stuff on their phone. Like you can, you can go after it.
Right.
But there's something a little different about the environment or the way it's distributed, or you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. And that's interesting because I think that's where we're sort of in struggle with ourselves around, like, you know, the great filmmakers are still saying we need to have cinematography. We need to make films that are meant to be seen in theaters. And yet we have an entire generation of people who are, as you're saying, like shooting it on their phones or doing it for a YouTube channel, you know?
Right.
And so it's like, there's a different value system around the cinematic nature of storytelling.
Maybe it's the volume. Like there's so much in so many different, like back then when you are looking for a film, it was like, well, you got your films and you got your set amount of television.
Yeah.
There wasn't a plethora of stuff. So there was like it would feel a little more special if you were to break through and actually get the thing made and get it out there.
Yeah.
And Redford was with Sundance, that's what broke it, right?
That's what broke it.
Yeah.
Well, and there's an amazing story that, you know, has been told now many times, but I had the great fortune of hearing this story first from Ed Burns, and then later from Robert Redford, who told me like his version of his side of the story, but which was like, you know, Eddie'd been working on the movie. It took us 8 months to shoot it. Like we shot it literally on weekends, like at his parents' house in Long Island, like whenever he could afford to shoot. It took so long. And then he was like trying to like piece it together and like edit it together. And he was working on Entertainment Tonight, and they were, I guess, interviewing Redford. And Eddie ended up in an elevator with Redford. And he's like, Mr. Redford, I'm an independent filmmaker and I have this VHS copy of my rough cut of my movie. Would you take a look at it? And I later heard the same story from Redford, and he was like, and I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why I would take this kid's movie. And I was doing Entertainment, and I hate doing that shit. You know, like it was like so amazing to hear from him.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Eddie said, so you guys, I gave the movie to Robert Redford, and I burst into tears.
Wow.
Because I was like, Robert Redford is going to see me act, and I'm so terrible. I don't know what I'm doing. And Robert, like, first of all, like, how, like, it's like the fact that I'm worried about what Robert Redford thinks of me.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
But my hair was horrible.
Right. I know. It's like, God, I wish I had been better. I just don't know what I'm doing yet. But, yeah. And then Redford, I guess, gave it to somebody at Sundance. And he later said, you know, he's like, that's what I wanted Sundance to be about.
Right.
Like, I really wanted it to be about those kinds of like small films and like getting them. And then the crazy thing that happened, so it got into the Sundance Film Festival, but the crazier thing that happened, which was the biggest surprise, and it was really right at the end of the festival, was that the movie won the grand jury prize at the Sundance Film Festival, which was like, we didn't even think that. We didn't know what we didn't know that existed.
Yeah, that was a thing.
And so that was.
Did you get to go? Were you guys able to?
Yeah, we. Well, it was funny because I had at that time during Sundance, I booked my first commercial ever for Catchphrase.
Catchphrase.
Yeah, remember the game Catchphrase?
Yeah, kind of. I remember hearing it, but I don't remember the game.
Really? I don't even know if it still exists.
What was your part in the? Were you playing the game?
I was playing the game. It was me and a number of people. I don't know if you can still find it.
Yeah.
But listen, it was a big deal to book a commercial in those days because you could make big money.
Yeah.
So I booked my first commercial, and it was during Sundance. And I was like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can. And I was like, but I can't not do the commercial. So I did the commercial, and I went to Sundance. Like, I got there like the day before the last day or something.
Right.
And like, so I was able to go see a screening of the movie because I don't think I'd not seen the movie.
Jeez.
So I went and saw a screening of the movie at Sundance. And then the next day was the awards ceremony. And they were like, they were going to have us sit like in some like, overflow room, or whatever. And then,
right.
And then at the last minute, they were like, you know what, we're gonna get you into the main
the theater.
Main theater. And so they put like, we were all like the cast that was there, we were all in the very, very last row of the theater, and we're sitting there, and they go through, and we thought maybe we might win the audience award. But we didn't win the audience award. And I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, we would never expect, of course not. And then they announced the grand jury prize, and it was one. And I remember Maxine Bonds, who was Eddie's girlfriend at the time and like plays his girlfriend in the movie, turned to me and she goes, I don't think our lives are ever going to be the same again. And it was one of those moments where it's like,
it was so big.
Whoa, everything just changed really dramatically.
God, it was big. I mean, it had huge impact.
Huge impact at that time. Yeah.
And what was cool is it was a huge impact, like in broad terms, in mainstream terms.
Yeah.
But it was also this independent, cool. It still had the cool factor too.
Yes.
It had people like looked at you all as like the cool kids.
Right.
It wasn't like a sellout to make it big. It was that combination.
It was the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And we had like we were just like genuinely like naive and kind of just like, okay, what do we do?
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah. There's actually this awesome, I should send it to you. There's this awesome like video of me and Jen.
Oh yeah.
Justin. And it was, I think after Sundance, I think then we had a proper premiere in New York. And it was us like doing an interview outside the premiere. And I mean, Tom, like I have to send it to you. You will be like, oh my God, we were such little babies. Yeah. We were so like wide-eyed. Like, yeah. I mean, it's just really great just to be here, like playing with our hair, like wearing like, ill-fitting dresses that were too skimpy. And like, just like, it's just really exciting. I don't know. I mean, like literally clueless.